So, the objective of today's class is to learn about the Azuron technique, which is a simple, practical, meditative technique that empowers us to heal ourselves, to restore our body, mind, and emotions, and to maintain a conscious state of well being. So, this technique is actually very powerful, it's very empowering, and it's something that as we practice, we're going to get better and better at it. Now, I'm going to share it with you in stages so that you're able to master it fully. So, I'm not going to try and push too much your way. I'm going to push small amounts, let you practice. We take another step, we take another step. That way, when you actually use it every day and you've learned the full technique, it comes to you as second nature. Now, I was blessed with the knowledge of this technique some 25 years ago. And normally when I write or I'm sitting on my own and, I'm inspired with thoughts, I just write them down. And usually I would be writing stories, insights, of a spiritual nature. This time I found myself on a flight from Beijing to Europe and I started drawing diagrams. And I drew the diagram of a human being and then I started drawing these triangles. And I'm looking at these going, what on earth is this? But then I began to understand that actually this is the energetic makeup of our body. And this is the energetic makeup that governs the body, mind, and emotions. And these energy fields actually impact our health in a very significant way. And therefore, then followed this technique, which I initially shared in the UK with a large number of people, and we did a couple of workshops. And now that we are doing these classes, it's beginning to, the information, the knowledge is beginning to flow very freely and quite quickly in a form that we can all take on board, practice, and grow, and then share with others. So, firstly, before I start going into the technique, it's very important to place this technique in its correct context. Because this technique or approach does not in any way interfere with or replace medical science. It's very important to remember that. Because medical science is one of the greatest blessings humanity has been granted by our Creator, where we have been able to research, discover, and apply new solutions for healthcare every day. So we are blessed with medical science. So, in this regard, I would strongly recommend that you follow your doctor's advice, you do precisely as you're guided, take your medications, participate in the treatments you're currently undergoing. That's all very complementary. But also, in parallel, it is important to recognize that your healing is a holistic process. So while your doctor may do his or her best to help you, you also have to put in an equal amount of effort to help yourself. And if you can do that by practicing this technique and adopting that lifestyle that goes with this technique, which I will share with you, in the coming classes, then you will be able to heal much quicker. And the healing can happen either naturally or in parallel with medical help. But your healing will progress with greater empowerment, with greater positive drive. So I think we're looking at using this technique to place ourselves in an empowered state physically, mentally, and emotionally. And this is an optimum state, optimum position for us to heal. And like I said, either naturally or in parallel with medical science. Whichever way we look at it, it's a win win situation for us. So, this was one very important message. And I've shared this, even though I've been teaching people meditation, self healing techniques, etc., I always make it very clear that this is completely complementary to medical science. It's not in place of. Now, since our technique draws upon the power of meditation, let us refresh our memories on what is meditation. Meditation is the synthesis of you and yourself. So, meditation is a synthesis of you and yourself. Now, what is synthesis? Synthesis means to combine a number of different pieces into a whole. So, synthesis is about bringing everything together as one. Now, what is you? You are the person in that material consciousness, the person that embodies good and bad, darkness and light, cruelty and mercy. That is you. And in previous classes, we have talked at length about the characteristics of the material consciousness, which is the lowest level of consciousness that exists. Now, what is yourself? Yourself is your real being. It's yourself is the self that embodies the existential consciousness of nature and the universal consciousness or the God consciousness. So you got the material consciousness, which is of the lowest level, and then yourself is of a much higher level, which is the God consciousness and the consciousness of nature. And yourself is present with you always in the material consciousness. So, this diagram will help refresh your journey on meditation. And as you can see, the material consciousness is the outer circle. And now I've listed here the negative aspects, but there's a lot of positive aspects as well. But in the material consciousness, the negative aspects you have are things like the ego, the self center, fear, greed, hatred, cruelty, and of course, other positive aspects. They're all in the material consciousness. But the material consciousness is a creation of our mind, our lower level and higher level, material level mind. So we create our material experiences, our material world. And then through meditation, we go from material consciousness right into the self. So meditation is the synthesis of you, which is your material self, with yourself. So then all of this becomes oneness. And that is the goal of meditation. This is the core purpose of meditation, merging the material you with the higher self. And that is the synthesis we all seek to create. Now, last week we learned about azurons and radons and how blockages in our bodies can make us ill, and why it is so important to consciously work with our body's energetic fields and keep them aligned. So, let us focus a bit more on these aspects today. Let us refresh our memories on the two core types of thought that influence our health and well being. And those are azurons and radons. And we will try and understand these better now. So let's take a moment first and look at what is thought. Because azurons and radons are empowered, enlightened thoughts. Azurons are enlightened thoughts, and they're positive, and radons are negative thoughts. So they're not enlightened, but they are of the material consciousness. So, what is thought? And the basic definition of thought, as we find in the published literature and in the dictionaries, like ideas, opinions, those kind of definitions, to me, those are not deep enough in terms of what we are considering here. So, my definition of thought from a spiritual and energetic perspective is that a thought is a form of highly intelligent energy that embodies life. So, a thought is a form of highly intelligent energy that embodies life. That is a thought. And a thought has an identity of its own, just like we as human beings have our own identity. A thought carries a broad range of types of energy, but this energy is not comparable to the energy as we understand it in our material world. Like in our material world, we have huge transmission lines and cables all over the world transporting electrical energy, for example. We have massive infrastructure to produce and distribute energy and maintain access to this energy, from solar panels to dams to turbines to transmission lines. This, in my definition, is utility energy. It cannot carry intelligence. This is utility energy. Think of it like a very blunt knife. It is not incisive in any way. So that's not the energy we are talking about. The energy that really matters where thought is concerned is how intelligent energy flows through nature. How intelligent energy flows through nature. How nature communicates with plants and animals and all creation. How nature drives evolution. It doesn't have big power cables and turbines and panels. It's very subtle, very soft. And this very subtle energy is almost immeasurable. It's very, very fine and subtle. And hence, this energy is like an open channel for intelligence and information to flow. That's what we are thinking about now. That's the thought we are talking about. And those of you who know about tech and computers and data, you will recognize that these very fine fiber optic lines, cables, move large volumes of data and information. They're as fine as our hair, but they move huge volumes because they're open channels. But these cables and their sizes, even though they are very, very fine and they work, they don't compare to nature. Nature is many, many orders finer than fiber optics. You cannot see the energy that makes a plant in a dark room grow towards sunlight that shines through a window, little window, for example. That nature's message, that energy of nature, that thought that guides the plant to follow the sunlight. You don't see cables, you don't see anything. It's so subtle, but it works. It happens. All of nature is based on this low level thought energy. So when you think of your thoughts, think of how intelligence flows in your mind through water, through nature. Think small, very subtle, super fine. That's how your thoughts flow. And think of how subtle that energy is that causes a seed that's buried under the ground to spring to life and grow into a seedling, and how that seedling slowly breaks through the earth. It's very, very subtle. And this is how your thoughts are. That's how subtle your thoughts are. So, what shape does thought have to take to embody life energy and intelligence in such a fine, superfine, subtle way? You've all seen it many times. Let me refresh your memories. What is the shape of life energy and thought? So, here, that's the vortex. And as you can see, this particular shape of the vortex allows thought and life energy to go to the smallest of the smallest of the small at its base. Those circles become so small they become invisible, but that circle never closes on the smaller scale. And at the same time, the circle grows so large into outer space, into the universes. It's infinite on this scale, infinite on the narrow scale. That's why thought and life energy have that shape. And that is why we are such highly intelligent creatures, because people who have tried to model, even come close to what life energy and thought is, have ended up with the conclusion that it is infinite at the very small range and infinite at the very large range. So that is the shape of this very subtle thought energy and intelligence that I'm talking about. We will talk a lot more about thought in the Seven Worlds class when we cover the world of thought. But this, for today's purpose, it is important to understand that thought from this deeper level It's very important to understand it because you're going to use this thought in your healing. You're going to create a thought of a particular type in your healing. So it's good to have a background understanding that thought has life, that the thought we're dealing with and talking about is extremely subtle, extremely fine, and it's of an infinite nature. It goes from the smallest of the small to the largest of the large. And remember, a thought is a seed that is born in our mind, and it flows to places near and far, where it germinates in the minds of others, and in water, and in nature, and it drives events and experiences which ultimately bring us knowledge. But our thought has a journey of its own, which starts with us and comes back to us. So your thought is like your child. It is your child. You gave birth to it and let it go. You gave birth to your thought in your mind and you let it go. And you let it go on a journey that you placed your intention in. So, intention is extremely important. This is why intention is critical, because it is the motive power of your thought. Let's try and understand that a bit, because when we try and create Azurons, we need to understand intention and this motive power. A general sends his or her soldiers into a battle with an intention. The soldiers go out and they deliver, no questions asked. But the general has an intention, releases the soldiers, which are your thoughts, and they go out and they deliver the results in the battlefield without asking questions. That's how we need to look at thought. Kings and leaders send their emissaries of peace to create peace in their kingdoms and with their neighbors and with places far away. So the intention of the emissary is peace. So the king or queen places that intention in the hands of the emissaries, and then they go out and they deliver peace. No questions asked. So that's how your thought is as well. You place the intention, it's going to go and perform. So you all, my dear friends, are kings and queens of your own armies of thought, and your intentions drive them to deliver. You will recall a phrase I have often repeated, which is think about what you think, for we are all defined by the quality of our thoughts. Think about what you think, for we are all defined by the quality of our thoughts. Now let us look at the two thought energies that cause illness and help in healing. So, thoughts with negative intention are on a journey of destruction, and these are called radons. And radons are born in our lower level and higher level material minds. They cannot be produced at the level of the intellect. So they are low level thoughts. And radons have a low vibration. As remember, we've talked a lot about vibration of thoughts. Negative thoughts have a very low vibration. Let me refresh your memories. So you can see cruelty. It's only got one wave, very low level vibration, hardly any vibration. Hatred, fear, envy, these are all very low vibration thoughts. And they can do a lot of damage in the material consciousness, but they cannot go beyond. So these are all negative intentions that produce low level thoughts, and they produce radons. Remember in history class, we learned about barbarians. Well, your radons are the barbarians you have given birth to, and barbarians do a lot of damage. So you produce these barbarians, you set them loose, and then damage occurs. So that's the impact of your negative thought. Now, the good news is that radons are only born and can only live in the material consciousness. And all things material are temporary, and so are radons. So your barbarians are contained within the fence of the material consciousness, where they can wreak all kinds of havoc they want on you and on everyone else. But they are contained within the fence of the material consciousness. Now remember, intentions can be conscious or subconscious. And sometimes your barbarians are produced subconsciously, and you produce them and you let them go to do damage. When you're angry, when you hate someone, when you're filled with envy, you're releasing these barbarians to go do damage. And sometimes you don't even know you're doing it. But everything subconscious always has a link to your conscious mindset, which is why we practice the meditation of anchor thought. This is why I keep taking you back to anchor thought, because there we anchor our state of mind in a positive state. And when we anchor ourselves in positive states of being, we break free from that release of unknowingly releasing radons. We are very conscious of our state of being, and the likelihood of us releasing these radons comes much, much lower. It won't go to zero, but it'll be a lot less if you practice anchor thought than if you don't. Now, in terms of physical, mental, and emotional illnesses, one of the causes is blockages of radons, energy of radons. And when you produce these very powerful negative emotions and they go and settle in different parts of your body is constantly trying to get rid of them. But if there is too much that your body cannot get rid of, they start accumulating. And then they form blockages. And then you start becoming very ill. Now, you'll remember this diagram from our last class. As you can see, these are radons in different parts of your body. If you have an accumulation or a blockage of radons here, you will suffer from migraines, headaches, foggy thought, lack of clarity. All that can happen here. Normally, your body tries to release those radons from up here, but they do accumulate if there's too much. You will have respiratory problems if they accumulate here. You will have heart issues if they accumulate here. These are your lymph nodes. Normally, again, your body releases them from these different places. But here, you can start becoming very ill. Your cleansing field, your digestive, intestinal, liver, kidney area, this is one big problem area where a lot of people store their negative emotions. And like I said last time, when you're really tense, if you place your hand on your abdomen, you will see it's pulsating. Pulsating to the extent that in some people, it pulsates so much it starts breaking down the integrity of the intestinal wall. And then you start getting irritable bowel syndrome, or they get infected and then you have colitis and things like Crohn's disease. Now, I'm not saying this is the very cause, but there is a connection. And when you get a blockage like this, and if you find your intestines are pulsating, then you know that you've got blockage there. Then you've got another area here, which causes all kinds of unhealthy situations in our genital areas as well. So these blockages, we all have them, and the techniques we're going to learn will be to clear and get rid of them completely. And then align ourselves daily so this doesn't happen to us again, and we can see a drastic turn in the quality of our health and well-being. So, like I said, these blockages make us ill, and our goal is to get rid of them, all of them. How do we do that? Through creating very powerful, enlightened thought called Azurons. Very powerful, enlightened thought called Azurons, which are born in the universal or God consciousness and flow through the consciousness of nature, the existential consciousness, and reach the material consciousness. So these Azurons are born from your higher self, and they come to your material self, and they break up the radons, clear the blockages, and heal the body. And now, we have to learn how to create these Azurons. We don't just sit here and think, okay, I want an Azuron. No, there's a process and there's a way to invoke their creation. And that's what we're going to learn first today. And we invoke these Azurons through meditation and place the powerful intention of healing in them. And then let them go through your being and start healing your being. We can place any positive intention we wish in Azurons. We're going to focus on healing, but Azurons can be born with many different positive intentions. Now remember, you are the king or queen. So Azurons are your emissaries of peace and healing. They are your positive emissaries. You place the right intention in them, they'll go out and get the job done, no question asked. They are enlightened because they originate from the universal or God consciousness, where life energy originates. So they are originating from the highest place, and they are very powerful. And so we're going to learn how to invoke and dissipate azurons for healing and well-being for everyone. For example, when people practice Reiki, what are they doing? They are sending azurons, and they are sending that healing energy to people they want to help. It's all very positive. When people practice witchcraft to damage others, what are they doing? They are sending radons. So humanity has worked with azurons and radons since time zero. And in our classes, we are going to learn refined techniques of how to work with azurons with a deeper understanding of what makes them work. So we now are going to understand what we are doing and then do it. So let me show you an illustration of azurons and radons which the team has prepared for you. As you can see, this is the material consciousness. And in the material consciousness, you have a lot of radons, a lot of negativity, thought pollution. These are the radon waves. These are the radon circles, spheres. And then also in the material consciousness, azurons find their way because they are created through the power of positive thought, enlightened thought. They originate from the God consciousness. They go through the consciousness of nature. Consciousness of nature is full of azurons. It's like an ocean of healing. So let's tap into it. Why is it that people practice natural medicine? The magic lies in the fact that nature is filled with azurons. Herbs that grow in nature, they will help you. You can say it's the chemistry, but their origin, their source, their consciousness comes from the consciousness of nature. All forms of natural medicine. When our ancestors used to practice natural medicine, they didn't have medical science like we do. And perhaps they were more aligned, so the illnesses that we have, the multitude and range, was different for them. Pollution was less, so their environment was different. But nature is an absolute ocean of healing. So every time solutions take you into nature, you're going in the right direction. And from a meditation point of view, we create azurons, we invoke them, and they go through the consciousness of nature and they come into our material consciousness and they heal our body, they heal our minds, they heal our emotions. And we can also send these azurons to heal others. And we will also learn about that too. From a healing perspective, when we create azurons, they break up the blockages and release the radons in a neutralized way so that these radons cannot do any further damage. Now, I know that many of you are keen to learn the Azuron technique, not only to heal yourselves, but also you want to help heal others. And this is where we have to be a bit careful. We have to learn, when we think of the healing others part, we must approach it responsibly and carefully and correctly. Because first, we have to strengthen ourselves and achieve that powerful shield of azurons in our being. So when we help others, we don't run the risk of damaging ourselves by their radons. And this is particularly for people who want to practice healing with others. If you have a loved one and you are home and you want to pray for them, you want to send them healing, yes, you can. If you want to practice healing directly with people, then I think you have to first be able to build that shield of azurons, and I will share with you how, so that you become so powerful at that level that their radons, their negative energies don't find their way back to you. And I remember many, many years ago in Spain, there was a lady I knew who was so well meaning, bless her soul, lovely lady. And she was well meaning. She wanted to go out through her compassion, help people who are unwell, and practice healing with them. And then one day she became very ill, and I remember she came to see me, and I was looking at her eyes, and something looked very wrong. And I asked her, I said, "Did you try and practice healing with somebody?" She said, "Yes, there was this young man who was really unwell. I helped him, he's getting better, but since that day, I don't feel well anymore. I'm totally fatigued." And I said to her, "You haven't protected yourself well enough." We took some time together, we meditated together, we helped her get out of it, cleanse herself of that. And then she learned the proper technique of protecting yourself. And so, people who practice healing are usually very compassionate, well intentioned people. So, let's fortify ourselves. And then, by all means, go and be of great help, highly effective, but well protected at the same time. This would be my advice. Now, this diagram shows how azurons break up and release neutralized radons. Again, this we have seen last week, but it becomes a little more pertinent in what we are about to learn today. And as you can see, when you have blockages, and I showed you that other diagram, wherever it is, you through meditation create azurons from your higher self. They come through your being and they break up the blockages, they break up the radons and send them off. And last week I showed you also how the number 8 works in healing. So this is one way where you heal. Or someone meditates and sends you these azurons. And then whether they are near you or far, through their prayer, through their strength, through their positive energy, they send you these azurons and you end up with the same impact. Of course, if you and the person praying for you or seeking to heal you are in tune, it becomes highly effective. And then there was one more diagram we saw last time, which was how that occurs. And as you can see, this was a negative vibration of an illness, and here comes very high level healing vibrations that literally break this wave into these particles and release it. Now, these could be something you produce in your healing technique, in your meditation, or this is also high level healing vibration that comes from others who are seeking to help you. When we, 500 of us, get together and perform the sharing hope healing meditation, this is what's going out from us. And that's what we are causing when we are trying to help people get well, whether we know them or don't. And that's how we can help them heal. It's by creating this. And this comes from meditation. As a first step, learn how to invoke azurons, because this is one of the fundamental steps of healing. So we need to sit back and be completely relaxed and contemplate the intentions for the azurons you wish to create. Now, before we create azurons for healing, let's understand the scope of the types of azurons we can create. We can create azurons for healing. We can create azurons for peace, for harmony, for love, unity, forgiveness, hope, abundance, and lot more of these positive elements. You can, through meditation, produce these azurons which will help you and help others. So we have to firstly think about the intention, the key purpose of this enlightened thought that you wish to invoke. What is the intention? Remember, when you seek abundance, for example, it cannot be to satisfy your greed. If that is your intention, you're not going to have the same power with your azurons. So your motives must be pure. And this is of fundamental importance. If you're seeking abundance to provide security and well being for you and your family, that's completely fine. If you're seeking abundance to become the most powerful, richest person on the planet, this is not for you. So, the motivation that you have behind creating this assurance is very important, and it must be pure. Because the power of your assurance depend on your motive and your intentions. These are two key words to remember. Actually, when you're sitting by yourself, relaxed, take a notepad and write down your motive for each of these intentions I've covered. So let's say healing. Write down your motive for healing. Why are you creating assurance for healing? Write them down. Peace. I want to create assurance for peace. Write down your motive behind that. Harmony. Write it down. What type of harmony do you want to create? Because remember, these are your emissaries. They're going to go out. You must be very clear on the instructions you give your emissaries. Love, unity. Write these down. Forgiveness. What is the motivation behind your forgiveness? Hope, abundance. And when it comes to healing now, we will stick to the motive of self healing for now. Later, we will add healing of others as we get better at it and learn specific techniques for healing others, where we do send those really fine waves their way through which they can heal and find a lot more strength and comfort and confidence from our prayer and meditation. If your intention is peace, is it peace for you or your loved ones or the whole world, or is it all three of them? This is how I'd like you to think about when you're writing down your intentions. Remember, your intention will drive the Azurons, so be clear on them, intention and motive. You're the king or queen. You will never send your emissary anywhere without clearly knowing what you're asking them to do and why. So, if your intention is love, what is the motive? Is it your relationships? Is it love within yourself? Is it love for the Creator? Is it love in your family? Love in humanity? What is the motive? And your motives can be multiple. Like for love, they can be all of the above if you so wish. But note them down. Understand what you are seeking, what is driving those intentions. Therefore, my main point is be very clear on the intention you place in your Azurons. And also be even more clear about your motive or reason behind the intention. Because you're about to release a very powerful set of enlightened thoughts. So take the time to know and understand what you wish these thoughts to do and why. Now I'm drilling into this with some repetition, and I apologize for that, but I really would like you to be very clear on how you create these azurons, with what energy, because that energy is key. And the success of your healing, for example, is dependent on how clear your intentions are behind the azurons you release. They will do exactly what your intention says. And in our today's meditation and alignment, we will create healing azurons together. So you'll get a first-hand sense of how we create self-healing azurons. When we talk of how powerful our thoughts are, you hear people talk about the law of attraction, that your thoughts can attract people, events, outcomes. Yes, they can. And if you want to draw upon the power of attraction, set your intention behind what you seek to attract. If it is positive, you will release azurons and they will go and attract what you're seeking. If you want to attract negative outcomes, your intentions will create radons and whose damage has already been set in your intentions. So now remember, a key law of azurons and radons: they always complete their circle. They start with you and they end their journey with you. And I will repeat this point once again. Every radon and every azuron flows in a circle. So they always come back to you. They flow from you, get the job done, and come back to you. Hence, if you set negative intentions, Remember, your radons, your barbarians will return to you. You cannot escape that. In healing, when you release azurons, and they will neutralize the radons and help you heal, even those neutralized radons will return to their source in the end. This is why the saying goes, you reap what you sow. Very important, you reap what you sow. Now you can see the circle. Now let us look at the body and its energetic fields. So these are fields that govern how the body works with such perfection. So last week we saw the first diagram. So if you remember, when we did last week's meditation, we had all these 6 balls. We started with the golden ball between our feet, and then we came all the way up. So just refreshing your memory of the golden ball, which is the focal point of each of these fields, okay? Let us talk about what is the shape of an energy field. Remember, I said I was drawing triangles. This is the shape of each of the energy fields. So we have 6 such fields in our body. And as you can see, it goes to the smallest of the small. So your thought, your Azuron, that thought gets created here and it flows down the field. And this field actually, wherever it is in the body, maintains the full functioning, whether it is breathing, respiration, taking in oxygen, releasing toxins, or governing flow, governing cleansing. This is the shape of each of the 6 fields. And there's a very nice diagram, illustration that the team produced of how these fields come together. And this is a beautiful illustration of the different fields in your body. So you see, let's talk about the focal points. So you've got the first focal point here, the golden ball, which is your light field. This is the focal point of light. What is a focal point? It's like that anchor that holds together the whole field. So you have the first focal point. This is your field of light. Now, how do you identify a focal point in your body? Because you have one here, you have one at the base of your chin, one at the base of your neck, one in the center of your chest, one above the pubic area, and then you got the earth field. How do you identify where your focal point is? It's a niche in your body. So if you feel here, there's a niche, there's a hollow. So that's your light field. That's your first focal point. If you feel here at the base of your chin, there's another niche. Remember niche, light, we've talked about? Here's another niche in your body. It's a hollow. Then at the base of your neck, there's another niche here. It's a hollow. Feel it as I'm talking. So feel this actually with your fingers. Feel this, find the niche, because this is the first ball, second ball, third focal point. Go to the center of your chest, there's another hollow in your solar plexus. Then you go down to just above the pubic area, you will find another hollow, and then you got the earth. So you have got 5 niches in your body, in your physical body. And there's a reason they are niches, because that's where the energy of each of the fields is focused and flows from. So if ever you're in doubt about where your fields begin, just look for the niches. Light, as you can see here. Then you go to the next niche, which is here. So this is the sensory field, which governs all your 5 senses. Sight, hearing, touch, taste, all that is here. And remember, this sensory field governs your state of mind, governs what happens lower down, your emotions, that's all here. Then the third niche, which goes from here to the base of your neck, is the field of air. And as you can see, they are all inverted vortices, a field of air. This field governs the flow of your respiration. So it's your respiratory field. It flows how oxygen goes into your lungs, gets exchanged, ends up with all parts of your body to nourish your body with oxygen, take all the gases carbon dioxide and all that has been produced and release them. That's all governed between this niche and here. Then the next field is your field of flow, your circulation field. You go to the center of your chest, and this is where your heart is located, and this governs the flow of all your blood, your bodily fluids, even your lymphatic system that ultimately really takes all toxins and brings it back to your bloodstream. And then you go to the next field, which is your cleansing field. And so that's from your solar plexus to just above the pubis, where you'll find that niche. And this is where your liver, kidneys, all your cleansing organs are. So that's your field of cleansing. And finally, then you go down to the earth field. So from the pubic area, you go down to the ball between your 2 feet, and that's how you connect to the earth. So these are your vortices of each field. And when you work with these, they have amazing ways of helping you heal. And I'm going to share with you field by field in the coming classes on how you heal your own health disorders. But today, we're going to align these. So we're going to start with the light field, and then we're going to go down to the field, sensory field, which is defined by the word peace. So we will use the word light here, peace. We will use the word air here. We will use the word flow. We will use the word cleanse, and we will use the word earth as we are aligning these fields. Last time I gave you just a rough flavor, but now we're going to get more specific. So remember, 5 niches in your body, and each one holds together and connects with each field. Now remember, if you're emotionally distraught and this field is off, everything below goes wrong. If, for example, you have a complication in your digestive system, you're going to find you feel headaches because they're all connected. So your body is highly intelligent. And this is your outer field. This is the entire life energy field. And we will learn to align this, and then next we will learn to align all this with our life energy. And when we finish that, you'll feel really wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So today's goal is this alignment, okay? It's going to be fun. Now, last class, we learned, as I said, a very basic alignment introduction, and I gave you a flavor, but those were just introduction with a few practical steps. So now let's get more and more specific. So as I said, today we will practice the full alignment, but it will be different to what we did last week, with shorter, simpler steps, because we'll start with these and then we will build upwards and learn more. So as I said, we'll do the full alignment today and then go field by field in subsequent sessions. Now, in order to fully grasp the process of healing field by field, you first need to practice the full alignment daily for the next 2 weeks. With the steps, we will learn and practice now. So you'll have it and you can practice it every day. So when we come to the next set of classes, you've already learned this. So you'll then easily grasp the next ones. So before we do the full alignment together, take a moment and choose the word you ascribe to your Creator, whether it is God, whether it is Allah, Krishna, nature, universe, origin, Father, whatever that word is. Take a moment and choose that word now, because you're going to use it through the healing. And I won't keep reminding you, but each time I use origin, for example, you will use your word. If I say, or if I use light, heal in the name of the light. And if your word is God, you will say heal in the name of God, okay? So be clear on your word. And this alignment, we will follow 6 steps from here. The first step will be to open this light field. And this will involve a small physical technique and meditation going hand in hand. So we'll practice opening the light field today. Second is create our Azurons, based on the technique I will share next after this. Third is align all the six fields, as you saw the diagram, but now we're going to go align them. Fourth is heal all the six fields. So you take the light of healing from your light field and you go all the way down to the earth field, and you take that light of healing all the way through each of the fields. So all your fields, energetic and intelligence fields, are completely filled with that intention and energy of healing. They are filled with those azurons, and the azurons are flowing, and they are doing their corrective action for you. Then we will go into enlightening the six fields. So after healing is done, we're going to take light from here and we're going to go all the way, and all our fields are going to be enlightened one by one by one. And then finally, we will offer gratitude through our full being. So we're going to do this in 6 steps, okay? Now, we will learn to open the light field first. And let's look at how we do that. So, the light field, your life energy starts somewhere in infinity, in the universe, okay? And you bring that light with your hands like this to the center of your forehead. So, you're bringing that light to the center of your forehead. And then you're going to the side, both the sides of your light field, and you go back up and you bring more light and you go back up. Let me show you how you work with that shape of the triangle. Okay, so I'm going to put a diagram up now. So, what we're going to do when we practice light is you're going to draw light from the universe, from your source, and you're going to repeat the word light. So you're going to come down with your hands, light, light, light. And you come down here, which is the center of your forehead. So you will be repeating light. Then you will go with both your hands, one this way, one this way. And you will repeat light. And then you will go light again. So with your two hands, you're first going to bring down the light. Then with your two hands, you're going to open yourself and you're going to take the light back up and you're going to start this circle of flow. Okay? So now let's practice this for a few moments and get it right. You place your two hands as high as you can, okay? And you draw light from your source of life energy and you draw light and bring it to the center of your forehead. Light. So you go to the bottom of the triangle. Light. You go back to the universe and you bring more light again. So you bring light, 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 light. Okay? So it's very simple. You start from the center of your vortex, the triangle, light. Then you go to those two sides with light. You go back up to the top with light and you bring more light. And this is how you open your light field. Okay? So follow with me. Let's do it 3 times. Okay? From the universe, we start light. And you repeat the word light in your mind. Light, light, light. One more time. Light, light, light. Okay? One more time. Light, light, light. Okay? So before we do it with our eyes closed, we're now going to start from the top and we're going to go light, 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 and light. Okay? So now you close your eyes, put your hands all the way up, close your eyes and repeat and imagine you're just going to be filled with light when you do this. You go light, 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 light. You can open your eyes. I hope you got it right, because I want you now to do it on your own. So when you close your eyes, you're going to start from the top, bring the light down. So light. Then you're going to go light, light, light. And you keep flowing. Light, 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 light. Okay, now close your eyes and let's do it again, because it's important you get it right. Because with this, we open the light field and then create the Azurons. Okay, so let's start from the top. So your first is to start from the top. But after that, you just follow the cycle. So close your eyes and start with light, 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 light. You're opening your light field. Light, light, light. Let the light flow. Light, 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 light. You can do it now yourself 3 times. I won't repeat any words. Just do it on your own. Start from the top and come down. Take your time and do the last one. So your light field is now open. You can feel the illumination. You close your eyes, you're luminous, you're illuminated, your light field is open, it's flowing now. Okay? And then, now that our light field is open, we can proceed to the next step. So now that the light field is open, you sit back, close your eyes, and breathe freely. And just repeat the words light, light, light. And now we shall create our Azurons. So we set the intention. And the first part of setting your intention is to think of all your illnesses, small and large, physical, mental, and emotional. Think of each illness one at a time, starting now. And take your time, there's no rush. Think of every illness you're suffering from. If you don't know what it is, but you feel pain or discomfort or anxiety, just think about it, because this is where you're going to send your Azurons. So think of each of your illness. I'll give you a few moments. Take your time. And now we've finished thinking of the illnesses and disorders we seek healing for. physical, mental, emotional, and those unknown. And now you repeat in your mind, in the presence of the light, with your light field open. You repeat, I seek blessing of healing. I seek blessing of healing. I seek blessing of healing. Keep repeating that. I seek blessing of healing. And now repeat, heal in the name of the light. And you can replace the word light with the name of your Creator. Heal in the name of the light. Heal in the name of the light. Keep repeating that. Heal in the name of the light. And now your intention is set. You've thought of your illnesses. You've sought the blessing of healing. And you repeated to your Creator for that blessing of healing in His name. And now we move into the next step, which is to go completely still. And you repeat the words, stillness, stillness, stillness. Focus deeply on the word stillness and go completely still. Repeat in your mind, stillness. Stillness. You are now completely still. Everything within you is completely still. Everything around you is completely still. Stillness. And now you repeat, silence, silence, silence. You go completely silent from within. Everything around you is pure silence. You are completely still in pure silence. And now we seek to detach. Imagine you are in a room with a big window that is open, and you've got these 4 boxes, each one having a balloon in it. And you take out the first one, and it has a string, and it's red in color. And this balloon represents all your passions. And you place this balloon outside of the window and let it float away. And you cut the cord and let all your passion flow away into the horizon. That balloon disappears into the horizon. You are free of passion. You are in pure dispassion. You take the next balloon, which is a white one, which represents your world. You place it out and let it begin to float away. And you cut the cord and watch that balloon begin to disappear in the distance. as you repeat, detach, detach, detach. And now you see that no more you're detached from the world, you're detached from passion. Then you take the third balloon, which is green in color, which is your past. You put it out of the window, let it begin to drift away and cut the cord as you repeat, detach, detach, detach. And that green balloon disappears into the horizon. You are detached from the past. And now you take the last balloon, the yellow one, and let it go. And this is the balloon of the future. You let it go and cut the cord as you repeat, detach, detach, detach. You are now completely detached from passion, from the world, from the past, from the future. You are now in the pure present, completely still, completely silent. You are in the pure present. And you repeat now in your mind, oneness, oneness, oneness. As the light of oneness flows through you, you are one with your Creator, one with the light, one with all creation, oneness, oneness. Repeat oneness for a moment. Oneness, oneness. And now think of the name of your Creator and repeat the name of your Creator in slow rhythm. I will use origin, you use the name you have chosen. Origin, origin. Repeat the name of your Creator for a moment. Origin. And now you draw upon the love of your Creator and you repeat, beloved origin, beloved origin. And you repeat the name of your Creator with the word beloved before it, because now you're bringing the love of your Creator into your thoughts. Beloved origin. Beloved origin. And now you repeat, invoke healing in the name of the origin. Invoke healing. Invoke healing. Keep repeating that. Through the love and blessing of your Creator, invoke healing. Invoke healing. Invoke healing. And now your Azurons are flowing, filled with the blessing of healing through your entire being. With the name of your Creator, you have invoked healing. And now we move to the next step, which is alignment. And we go to the first ball, which is in the center of your forehead, which is your light field, which is open. And you repeat, light, light, light. Light, light, light. And then you go down that golden thread to the second ball, which is in the base of your chin. And this covers your sensory field. And you repeat, peace, 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 peace. And let the light take all your senses to pure peace, peace, peace. And then you take the light from the base of your chin, from the second ball to the third ball, which is in the base of your neck, which is your respiratory field. You take the light there and you repeat, air, air, air. Keep repeating the word air. Air. And then you take the light from the base of your neck to the center of your chest, to the next ball, which is your field of flow and circulation, and you repeat the words flow, 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 flow. And you take the light from the center of your chest, from that ball, go down the golden thread to the base of your pubic area, to the base of your cleansing field. And you repeat in the cleansing field, cleanse, 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 cleanse. Keep repeating, cleanse. Cleanse. And then you take the light from there all the way to the final ball that rests between your 2 feet, which is the field of the earth, and you repeat, earth, 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 earth. And now from the ball between your feet, you go up the thread to your cleansing field, and you repeat, align, 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 align. And then you go from your cleansing field to the center of your chest to the next ball, and you repeat, align, 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 align. Then you go from the center of your chest to the base of your neck to the next ball, and you repeat, align, align, align. And then you go from the base of your neck to the base of your chin and repeat in that focal point, align, align, align. And then you go up the thread and go to the last ball, which is in the middle of your forehead. And it is your light field, and you repeat, align, align, align. Take a moment and repeat, align, align. And you've aligned yourself from the earth to your cleansing field, to your field of flow, to your field of air and respiration, to all your senses. And now you're back at the light field, completely aligned. All your fields are aligned, and your azurons are flowing. And now it is time to heal. And in the light, in your light field, you repeat, heal in the name of the light. And you can use the name of your Creator. Heal in the name of the light. Heal in the name of the light. Heal in the name of the light. Heal, heal, heal. And you take the light of healing from the center of your forehead, from the first ball, down to the base of your chin, to the second ball. And you repeat, heal, heal, heal. And let the light of healing heal all your senses. Heal, heal, heal. And then you take the light of healing from the base of your chin to the base of your neck to the next ball, which is your field of air, your respiratory field, and you repeat, heal, 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 heal. And you take the light of healing from the base of your neck to the center of your chest, to the next golden ball, and you repeat, heal, heal, heal. And let the light of healing heal your entire circulation system. Heal, heal, heal. And then you take the light of healing all the way down to your, above your pubic area and in your field of cleansing, and you repeat, heal, 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 heal. And you let the light of healing heal your entire cleansing field. Heal, heal. And then you take the light of healing down to the earth, to the last ball between your feet, and you repeat, heal, heal, heal. As you heal the earth field, heal, heal, heal. And now you start from the ball at the base of your feet and go up the golden thread to your cleansing ball and repeat, heal, heal, heal. And then you go up to the next ball in the field of flow and you repeat, heal, heal, heal. And you go up the golden thread to your field of air, the next ball, and you repeat, heal, heal, heal. And then you go to the next ball at the base of your chin and you repeat, heal, heal, heal. And finally you go back from the base of your chin through your sensory field back to the light field and you repeat, heal, heal, heal. Heal in the name of the light. Heal in the name of the light. The light of healing has gone all the way from your light field down all your fields to the earth and back again. Heal, heal, heal. And now we seek to enlighten each field. So we start from the ball in the center of your forehead and repeat light, light, light. And you take this light to the next ball at the base of your chin, enlightening all your senses as you repeat, light, light, light. And then you take the light down to your respiratory field, to the next bowl, and you repeat light, light, light. And from there you take the light to the bowl in the field of flow, and you repeat light, light, light. You enlighten your field of flow, your heart, and all your organs. And then you go down to the next bowl in your cleansing field and you repeat light, 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 as you spread light in your entire cleansing field. And finally, you go from there to the earth again, to the last bowl as you repeat light, 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 bringing light to your entire earth field. And you go back up from the earth field, you go back up to the cleansing field as you repeat light, light, light. And then you go to your field of flow and you repeat light, light, light. And then to your field of air and you repeat light, light, light. And then to your sensory field, you repeat light, light, light. And you are now back in your light field as you repeat light, light, light. You have created your Azurons. You have invoked the light of healing and gone to every field. You have enlightened every field. And now you take a few moments and repeat gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. And let your gratitude flow all the way from the center of your forehead, all the way down your being to the earth field. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Let your entire being and all fields reverberate with the word gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. And let your gratitude flow from your earth field all the way back to your light field. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Your being is now filled with light, with gratitude, with healing, and you are completely aligned. Completely aligned, and your Azurons have started working, healing every element of your being. Gratitude. And you may open your eyes when you're ready. So that was our alignment. As you can see, it's very peaceful. I'd like you to practice it every day. From today, we'll try and get you the video. And so today you learned to open your light field and practice that too on its own. Open your light field, feel the light, bring it to you. Then you learn to create the Azurons of healing with very clear intention, very clear motivation, with an invocation of healing in the name of your Creator. So your Azurons carry that invocation of healing. They are very powerful thoughts. Nothing can stop them. Then you aligned all your 6 fields. Starting from light, you brought peace, air, flow, cleanse, down to the earth, all your 6 fields. Then you spread healing, the light of healing from your light field all the way to the earth. Your Azurons are flowing with you in every field. All your fields are full of Azurons now. And then you enlightened each field with light. And then your entire being reverberated with gratitude. What a beautiful state to be in. That crinkled iron shirt, that crinkled shirt is now completely ironed. You're aligned. You're on your way to healing yourself. So practice this alignment every day till our next class, at which point we will then start working with field by field. And once we have really mastered that technique, we will then work with seeking to heal others. So, with that, I would like to conclude our session today. And for all of us celebrating Nowruz, which is the new year, I pray that you, your families, all your loved ones, and everyone in this world be blessed with lots of love, light, and immense abundance in everybody's life. Immense abundance. And for each one of you, I thank you for being here today, for working with the alignment. Even your energy was helping the alignment of everyone else flow. We all help each other in this. And I thank you again deeply, and I pray that the light of our Creator always be with you to help you, guide you, protect you, and love you always. Be safe, and we look forward to seeing you at the next Sharing Hope event. Take care.